Welcome to lesson 3. In the previous lesson, we looked at scales. In today's lesson, we're going to take scales from just being regimented finger movements to being a usable application that we can use to create chords. What? Yes, today we're going to be learning about chords. More specifically, we're going to be looking at major and minor chords. Throughout this lesson, you will hear me speak of terms like triads or inversions or scale degrees, and I'll explain those as we move on. First, let's look at what a triad is. Now, we're going to be looking at major chords, and a major chord is sometimes called a major triad. And a triad is simply 3 notes, all right? Those 3 notes can be played together like this. This is C major chord or C major triad. Chords can be played together like this, or they can be arpeggiated like this. All right? It's a big word. Arpeggios, arpeggiated. It simply means to play it broken. All right? So, how did I get this chord? Well, relative to the C major scale, the C major chord is made up of the first, the third, and the 5th degree of the major scale. So here's that term, scale degrees. A scale degree is simply the numerical representation for the position of each note in the scale, and this is relative to the tonic. All right, so a scale degree would look like this. The second note in the scale will be referred to as the second scale degree, all right, or the second degree of the scale. Third note, third degree of the scale. Fourth note, what do you think? What? I didn't hear that. What was that? Yes. The 4th degree of the scale. And this, the 5th degree of the scale, 6th degree, 7th degree, and back to the tonic. All right? And this is in the case of C major. So, what if we wanted to find F major chord? Well, this is F, and we have to use the 3rd degree of the scale along with the 5th degree of the scale. Awesome. So what about something like B flat? B flat. Okay, so that's the B flat major scale. So 1, 2, 3. That's the 3rd degree. So we have B flat being the tonic, B being the 3rd degree, and F being the 5th degree. So our major chord for B flat would be what? All right, let's go back to C. One thing I want you to notice is the fingers that I'm using to play. All right. In root position, this is where we're going to actually talk about inversions. In the root position of a chord, we will always play with the same fingers as the numerical values of the scale degree. So my thumb will be on the 1st note or the tonic. My middle finger will be on the 3rd degree of the scale, and my pinky, which is finger 5 from the previous lesson, if you haven't watched it, hint hint, will be on G, which is the 5th degree. All right, so we have thumb, middle, 5th. Look at this. If you were supposed to just put your hand like this on the scale values, you will realize that each finger will occupy a note from the 1st to the 5th. So if I was supposed to do the same thing for F, it would look like this. All right, so we have thumb on F, middle on A, pinky on C, which is the 5th degree of F major scale. What about G? Look at that. Look at that. We have G, B, and B. Same pattern. What? Let's look at something else. Let's look at D. So the D major scale can be tricky for some people. So that's the D major scale, right? So 1, 2, 3, awesome. 4, 5, awesome. So we have F sharp and we also have A. So the D major scale would look, the D major chord, sorry, would look like this. Great. So now that you know how to find a major chord, wait. We didn't talk about A flat or B or F sharp. Let's see if we can actually find all the major triads for all 12. All right, so we know C. Check this out. Simple trick. If you move each of your fingers one semitone higher, it will give you the chord that comes next. That's a cheat. I mean, it's an easy way to figure something out. But if you were supposed to fact check that against our formula, which is the 1, 2, 3, and the 5th of the scale, it would actually be correct. All right. Let's look at D. We looked at D just now. Yes. So it's the 1st, 3rd, and the 5th. Let's look at E flat or D sharp. Same fingering. Once I'm in the root position, same fingering. Let's look at E. Let's look at F. What? Let's look at F sharp. Let's look at G. Let's look at G sharp. Let's look at A. Let's look at B. Let's look at, well, that was B flat. Let's look at B. Let's look at B. B is a little bit different, and it can be tricky to play, but the principle remains the same. All right? 1, 2, 3, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3rd, and 5th degree of the scale will give me the major chord. Now, that's it for major triads. You now know how to play all 12 major chords. Let that sink in just a bit. Yes, my friend, you know. Now, let's find the minor equivalent for each chord. All right? So, C major, to get the minor chord for C, all you will have to do is to lower that 3rd degree of the scale 1 semitone. Some people say that this chord sounds sad. Look at the major chord, it feels like you're smiling. See that? I'm smiling. Now, let's play the minor. Right? So all you have to do to get to a minor chord is to simply play the 3rd note, the 3rd degree of the scale, 1 semitone lower. All right? So let's check F. F minor. F major. Let's check G. G major, playing the 3rd degree, 1 semitone lower. G minor. Yes, we're getting it. Let's look at A. This is A major. Let's play A minor. Awesome. Let's look at B major. Let's play B minor. So now, without going through all 12 keys, you already know how to play all of the major and minor chords. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, now, how can we use this? We know how to play scales, and we know how to play chords. How about we try it with a song? So you know this song, right? You know that song, right? You want me to play that a bit slower for you? All right, this is it. Look at my fingers. So it's... And if you didn't know what that is, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Or you can make up your own song. How about that? Make up your own song and leave the lyrics in the comments. All right? It could be when you're playing a major chord. That doesn't make sense. I'll leave you to the songwriting. I'll stick to playing. All right. If you don't already have a sustain pedal, and this is what we refer to as a sustain pedal. If you don't know, this is a fancy one, right? However, you can get a sustain pedal. It will help you to play more fluently. And the sustain pedal, what it does is it lengthens the note. So for example, without pressing the sustain pedal, if I just press C and let it go, that's what happens. Listen to this. See that? It lengthens the note, or it sustains the note, or it keeps the note in our presence for a longer time. Do that again. Now, you saw how I moved my hand a lot from here to here, from here to here. You know what would be awesome? If there was a shorter way to move my hand. That's where inversions come into play. And an inversion is simply a different way of playing the same chord. So for example, this is C major in the root position. If there are 3 notes in that chord, there are 3 inversions. So from here, I can play the same chord using the same notes. However, I am going to take this C that's in the bottom and I'm going to put it to the top. And I get that. That is referred to as the first inversion. All right? So we have root, put the tonic on top. That's the first inversion. Now, if I took E and I put it on top, that becomes the second inversion. So root, first inversion, second inversion. Now, for this one, I can change around the fingering to that. All right? right? So we have root, first, second. You can practice this so that your hand become familiar with the different positions. Now let's look at F. Same principle. Put this F on top, put this A on top, and then back to the root. Okay? Alright, I know I'm playing it a bit fast, but after a while you will be able to do it too. Just practice it a few times, maybe about 100 times. I don't know. Depends on how fast you will actually get it. Alright? But your muscles should adjust. Alright? Now let's look at G. Same. I'm going to put G on top, then put B on top. Alright? Now, let's go back to our song and we'll put inversions into it. This is the 4 chord, which is F. Back to the 1. What? I just have to move these 2 fingers down and I'm already at G. And this is G in first inversion. This is F in second inversion because we had root, first, second. Alright? Second inversion. Now, let's do the entire song using our root position and our 2 different inversions. Let's go. Well, there you have it. You have just learned major and minor chords. We said that a triad is simply 3 notes, and a major chord is made up of the first, the third, and the 5th degree of your major scale. And in order to achieve your minor chord, all you have to do is to lower the 3rd degree a semitone. All right. One quick tip. If you look at this in terms of intervals, we have an interval of a third from here to here. That's called an interval of a major third. All right. And from C to G is called an interval of a perfect 5th. If this is your first time watching this channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe for future content. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Have a good one. Subscribe. Comment below. Tell me about the song that you wrote. Come on, let's do it. I'm out. Peace.